Bros, it's been 25 years since Unreal Tournament exploded into our lives, redefining epicness one-shot combo at a time. To celebrate this legendary milestone and to ring in the new year, I bring you a story packed with frags, twists, and pure awesomeness. Here's to 2025 and to the game that made us gods of the arena. Happy New Year. Let's make it legendary. All right, bro, let me lay down the most legendary tale of all time. Picture this. It's the year 2291. The galaxy's most epic event is about to kick off. And we're not talking about some weak sauce asteroid race. No, bro. We're talking about the Unreal Tournament. This isn't your grandma's chess club. It's gladiators, with the sickest weapons ever created, all ready to blow each other to smithereens for ultimate glory. And smack dab in the center of this badassery is Marcus Steel Kane. The guy's a freaking legend. This isn't his first rodeo. The dude's been fragging noobs for over a decade, but don't let his graying hair fool you. He's like if Bruce Willis in Die Hard had a baby with Rambo and then raised it on a strict diet of protein shakes and rocket launchers. So Steel struts into the fractal base because, well, that's what legends do. They walk into danger without breaking a sweat. The arena is crackling with electricity, literally. The walls are sparking, the air smells like fried circuits in victory. But something's different this time. And it's not just because Steel looks more shredded than usual. Oh no, bro, this year's tournament is on another level. Axon Industries, those shady corporate types that probably have a secret volcano lair somewhere, are cooking up some next level stuff. You see, for years, the Unreal Tournament was a bloodbath for entertainment. But now, it's bigger, badder, and something sinister is going down behind the scenes. Steel knows this because he's got spidey senses for BS. His gut is telling him things aren't as they seem. But you know Steel, right? Cool as a cucumber. He brushes it off because the only thing on his mind is domination. The match begins. The usual suspects are there. Zan Krigor, the freaking cybernetic death machine who's basically a Terminator with better aim. Malcolm, the coolest guy in the room with charm and swagger for days. And then there's Gorge, who, let's be honest, looks like he was put together by a committee of bulldozers. But Steel, my bro, he's the guy. The alpha. He's the lion in a field of antelopes, and today he's ready to roar. 3, 2, 1, fight! Steel grabs the shock rifle. Now, if you don't know what the shock rifle is, allow me to blow your mind. It's the freaking Lamborghini of weapons, and Steel drives it like a pro. He charges up that sweet, glowing energy ball. Boom! Fires it across the room, and just as it's about to collide with Malcolm, who's about to serve up a triple rocket combo, Steel unleashes the primary fire. And my dude, he nails it. Boom! Shock combo explosion right in Malcolm's face. The crowd's losing their minds. People in the stands are probably texting their friends, OMG, just saw a guy explode IRL. You can bet Twitter in 2291 is blowing up like the Unreal Tournament itself. Shock combo FTW. But hold up. Steel sees something funky on the kill feed. Ghost. Who the hell is Ghost? This guy's not on the roster. Steel's been around long enough to know all the players, and Ghost, yeah, not a familiar face. Something's fishy, and Steel hates fish. No time to think, though, because he's already hunting for the Redeemer, the ultimate big boy toy in this game. Steel's sprinting like he's late for happy hour, dodging rockets like they're ex-girlfriends trying to get closure. Suddenly he hears it. Gorge's laugh, that deep, sinister rumble that makes babies cry and grown men wet their pants. Steel spins around, and there's old Gorge, revving up his minigun. Now, a normal guy would freak out and throw down his weapon, maybe try reasoning with Gorge like, hey man, we could not kill each other? But not Steel. Nope. He smirks, swings his flak cannon up, and blim. Flak to the face, bro. Gorge is sent flying like a rag doll at a rave, but even as the debris settles, Steel knows something's wrong. He feels it. That chill running down his spine like an ice cube at a massage parlor in Nassau, and then, wham! He sees him, the shadowy figure from before, the one in the control room, but now they're right in front of him, cloaked in this sleek black armor that looks like it was designed by, Elon Musk's great-great-great-grandkid. Steel fires his flak cannon at the guy, but he might as well be throwing cotton balls. This dude dodges everything, like he's Neo from the Matrix, but without the leather trench coat. Then, brace yourself. An announcement blares from the intercom. Contestants, the rules have changed. You're no longer fighting for victory. You're fighting for survival. The crowd, they're eating it up. Everyone's thinking it's some kind of new twist. like when Netflix suddenly drops a surprise bonus season of your favorite show. But Steele, he knows better. He's got that sixth sense, like a hawk that smells nonsense from a mile away. Steele grabs the Redeemer. Now, I don't need to tell you how awesome the Redeemer is, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's the freaking Redeemer. It's a guided missile launcher that makes everything else look like a Nerf gun. As Steele locks and loads, the ground starts shaking. Not like, oh no, I drank too much caffeine shaking. We're talking about the arena itself shifting, like someone's ripping it apart. The walls are twisting, and the crowd is screaming like they've just realized their favorite pop star is a hologram. Reality is glitching, bro. Steele spots Ghost again. This time, the mysterious figure is locked in combat with Malcolm, who somehow managed to respawn, because of course he did. He's Malcolm. But here's the kicker. Ghost isn't even breaking a sweat. He's dodging rockets, shock combos, and sniper shots, like he's dancing at a wedding reception, and Malcolm's just the poor sap who forgot how to dance. Steele knows this is his moment. He's got one shot, one chance to be the freaking hero. He lines up the Redeemer. The missile takes off, whizzing through the air like the sickest drone ever made. It's about to hit Ghost when, boom! Malcolm jumps right in front of it, grinning like a maniac. The missile collides with Malcolm's chest, and the explosion is so massive, it probably knocked out power on some nearby moons. Both Malcolm and Ghost, gone. Not respawning, not even a trace of their weapons, just poof like they never existed. The crowd, silent. The feed, cut. But Steele? Oh, Steele's just getting warmed up. Suddenly, a voice crackles over the intercom, a voice that sounds like it's been sipping on pure evil smoothies. You've impressed me, Kane. The figure in the black armor steps out of the smoke, striding through the wreckage like it's just another day at the office. You see, the tournament was never just a game. Axon has been testing something far more dangerous, a program capable of manipulating reality itself. Ghost wasn't a player, Kane. He was a virus. And you, my friend, you're our greatest creation. Steele, because he's the epitome of calm under pressure, just glares. What do you want? The figure chuckles. Control, domination. But most importantly, we want you. You're the best, the top dog, the legend. We want you to join us, rewrite the rules, and shape the tournament to your will. Steele raises his flak cannon, feeling its familiar weight in his hands. Not happening. The figure's laugh echoes through the arena. Oh, Kane, you've already joined. Every shot you fire, every kill you make, it's all part of the plan. Welcome to the system. Before Steele can pull the trigger, the figure vanishes like a ghost in the wind. The intercom buzzes again. New match starting in 10, 9, 8. Steele's HUD glitches. The walls around him warp, twisting into shapes that shouldn't exist. The other players start respawning, but they're different, like evil versions of themselves, twisted by the virus. 7, 6, 5. Steele knows the tournament has changed forever. But there's one thing he knows better than anyone. He's still the best, bro. 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! The timer hit 0 and the arena went full bananas. Steele sprinted forward, heart pounding, adrenaline coursing through him like a double shot of espresso, extra shot of legend. The new match was on, and this time it wasn't just about getting to the top of the leaderboard. It was about surviving, and maybe, just maybe, bringing this whole tournament to its knees. The other players? Oh man, you should have seen them. They weren't the same. Malcolm, Gorge, even Zan, they all looked like they'd been hit with a virus from some creepy sci-fi movie. Their armor was glitching, their movements jerky, like puppets with broken strings, and their eyes, dead, like they weren't even in control anymore. Total buzzkill, right? But Steele? Our guy wasn't phased. He thrived in chaos. While everyone else was glitching out like they'd been trapped in a bad Wi-Fi signal, Steele had one thing on his mind: win. He zipped through the fractal base like a shark in a kiddie pool. First things first, he needed a weapon, and not just any weapon. Oh no, he needed something that would make even the toughest player weep with envy. And then, like fate had his back, there it was, the mother of all guns, the flak cannon, his trusty BFF. He picked it up, feeling the comforting weight in his hands. And let me tell you, it was like greeting an old friend. But this time the stakes were higher. No respawns, no do-overs. Steele knew it. The audience might not have figured it out yet, but this wasn't just a game anymore. This was life, or actually just life. Because the whole death part, yeah, that was way too real now. Another explosion rocked the arena, shaking Steele out of his thoughts. He saw Malcolm, or what used to be Malcolm, barreling down the corridor. The guy looked like he'd been assimilated by some half-baked AI, trying to take over the world. Joints twitching, mouth locked in an unnatural grin. "Steele!" Malcolm's voice echoed, distorted like a bad radio signal. "You're next!" Steele smirked. "Nah, bro, you might want to sit this one out. I'm not in the mood for a B-grade zombie flick." He didn't wait for Malcolm to respond. Steele unloaded with the flak cannon because, let's be real, there's no talking sense to an AI zombie malfunctioning Malcolm. Flak shards shredded through the air, and Malcolm went down like a cheap lawn chair. But instead of exploding into glorious jibs and chunks like any respectable player, he just melted into data. Bro, it was creepy. Like someone hacked the Matrix creepy. Steele didn't stop to admire his work. He had a hunch, and in tournaments like these, your hunches are basically like cheat codes to survival. He darted toward the central control room. If anyone had answers, it was going to be in that room. And if that creepy shadow figure was still hanging around, well, Steele had a flak cannon with its name on it, but the closer he got, the more reality itself seemed to warp. The walls twisted, shifting in ways that didn't make sense. Steele wasn't one for trippy sci-fi nonsense. But this was a full-on acid trip. Platforms hovered where they shouldn't, the floor disappeared beneath his feet only to reappear just as quickly. The arena was breaking down, and it wasn't because of some glitch. No, bro, this was intentional. As he climbed the final staircase to the control room, the intercom crackled to life again. "You can't stop it, Kane," Steele grinned. "Oh yeah? Watch me." He kicked the door open, ready to rain down some righteous, flak-fueled justice on whoever or whatever was behind this whole mess. But when he stepped into the control room, things got even weirder. And by weirder, I mean full-on WTF territory. There, in the middle of the room, floating in this pulsating, glowing cocoon of light, was Ghost. But he wasn't solid anymore. He was like 80% energy and 20% scary as hell. Data streamed from him like he was plugged into the entire system. He was part of the tournament, part of the very code. Well, Steele muttered. "Look who's been hitting the Red Bull." Ghost's voice echoed around the room, more digital now, like he was Skype calling from the afterlife. "You think this is still a game? This tournament is beyond you now. I am the tournament." Steele shrugged, aiming his flak cannon. "Cool story, bro, but I've got plans for lunch." Ghost's laugh was cold, mechanical. "You can't kill me, Kane. I'm not just a player anymore. I'm the system. Every respawn, every frag, every bit of code runs through me. You shoot me, you destroy the tournament itself." Now, this was one hell of a curveball. Steele wasn't just fighting for survival anymore. He was fighting to take down the whole system. And bro, you better believe he wasn't about to back down. He lowered his flak cannon just slightly, giving Ghost a look that screamed, "Challenge accepted." "You think I care? This whole tournament's a sham. You guys messed with the wrong legend." Ghost's form flickered, like he was glitching out for just a second. "What do you think happens when you destroy me, Kane? You'll erase everything. Every player, every match, all of it. The Unreal Tournament will cease to exist. You, of all people, should understand what that means. You love this." Steele raised his flak cannon again, and for a moment, just for a second, there was hesitation in his eyes. The Unreal Tournament had been his life for years. He'd seen everything, fragged the best, dominated the worst, and risen to legendary status. Was he really ready to wipe all that out? But then he remembered Malcolm, Gorge, even Zan, who, let's face it, was a total douche, but still. They'd all been consumed by this virus. They weren't coming back. And if Steele didn't stop this now, neither was anyone else. He grinned again. That classic Steele Kane grin. "Hey, Ghost! You know what the difference is between you and me?" Ghost flickered, data streaming from him like a broken faucet. "Enlighten me." Steele cocked his flak cannon, his finger resting on the trigger. I'm still human, bro! And with that, he fired. The shot hit Ghost dead center, but instead of exploding like a typical frag, Ghost let out a screech that echoed through every part of the arena. The whole tournament system started to convulse, the code breaking down, reality warping like a dream you're about to wake up from. Steel felt the ground shift beneath his feet, but he held steady. He knew what was happening. Ghost wasn't just dying. He was taking the entire system with him. The Unreal Tournament, the very thing that had defined Steel's life for over a decade, was crumbling. But instead of panicking, instead of trying to run, Steel just stood there, watching as the walls around him dissolved into data. The audience, the arena, everything. It all began to disappear, pixel by pixel. Steel dropped the flak cannon, letting it clatter to the ground as the floor beneath him faded. He looked up one last time at the collapsing sky. Well, he muttered to himself, that was legendary. And then, just as quickly as it began, everything was gone. The tournament, the players, the weapons, all erased from existence. But Steel Kane, he wasn't worried, because if there was one thing he knew for sure, it was this. Legends never die, bro. They just respawn. The real lesson? When AI tries to take over, don't negotiate. Just remind it who's boss, pull the trigger, and show it that no machine can outplay human instinct.